Yes, since 2014. I'm Dana Pigley, by the way. I am the managing editor of the blog at Bella Books, which I hope you will read, and theater, entertainment, pop culture, queer person. But yeah, you've heard it all before. This is like my 100th panel. So, we're here to celebrate Carmilla.
Yeah!
No one saw Carmilla coming. It was this little Canadian show that just You're gonna be a heckler today, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. So this little Canadian show had this meteoric rise and has become part of queer community entertainment infamy, okay? A great script, a then unknown but very talented cast, a beloved love story. I mean, it all equaled out to be one hell of a show, right?
Right.
The show's leads have a very special chemistry.
I mean, better see the ClexaCon itself.
Would you like to see them?
Yeah!
Would you really like to see them? Well, then let me introduce to you Hollstein, Elise, Bauman, and Natasha! Welcome, ladies. Thank you.
Okay, guys, we're going to see.
Thank you
because I don't have.
Thank you, ClexaCon, for having us. So this is a con unlike any other. What has it been like for you two to be here?
It's been such an unreal experience. I mean, we've done a couple conventions now, but we've been chatting all weekend and just saying how amazing it is to actually have a bit more time with people. Because often it can feel so rushed, these events where it's such a long line and we're trying to get through everyone and we want to talk with everyone, but then everyone is rushing us, and actually being able to hear you guys talk about how much the show means to you and how much our characters have influenced your lives is, I mean, it's such a, like, we get to hear from you guys all the time about how much our show means to you, but you have no idea how much it means to us to hear that our work has impacted people's lives. It's like beyond special. Yeah.
This has been a really special convention for all of the reasons that Elise said. We've been talking about it nonstop. Just because there's such an overwhelming feeling of warmth and welcoming and positivity, and it's been so incredible to actually have time to just listen and to hear you guys talk to us about what it means to you. You know, representation was something that was always important to me, but I grew up in Toronto in Canada, which is I think spoiled me in the sense that it is very liberal and it is very open. And of course I've experienced moments of homophobia in my day-to-day life there, but not to the extent that people around the world experience it. And I didn't truly understand, I think, how important it was until I heard from all of you. So yeah, it's just been such a wild ride, and I love doing these things because it reminds us why we do it. I think it's easy to get caught up in sort of like the internet realm of like internet fame and the industry part of it, and you know, we're always like rushing off to different press things, and you know, we're worried about what we look like, and then it's like, wait a minute, like we do this job to tell stories and to tell important stories, and we do this job because we want to use, you our skills to put something positive into the world. So, yeah.
And you most certainly have that. And you're both so talented. And I think that we've gotten to see you grow so much as actors over the last few years. I mean, you were always great, but I mean, come on, that third season? Holy shit, right?
The movie.
Well, we'll get some. Who is moderating this panel?
Don't mess with her.
So actually, I really want to talk about Carmilla, like the nitty-gritty of it, because you're both so funny, but there were so many wonderful scenes, I'm sure, that did not make the final cut, and I want to know what were some scenes that you guys were just in love with that just didn't make it?
Oh, to Carmilla?
Yeah,
to Carmilla? Oh, everything is in it. There's nothing that didn't make the final cut. And the interesting thing about web series is that if any bloopers or alternative kisses or scenes didn't make it into the actual show, they're in the bundles and packages that are put out. So, it's a funny thing as an actor because literally everything gets shown.
That's such a rarity because so much of what you were doing, like, I'm sure so much of what you did in Almost Adults, like, ended up on the
editing room
floor.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, the unique thing about the way we film Carmilla is that a lot of the takes are one-take wonders, and again, yeah, there are no secrets. I mean, you've all seen poor Caitlin have to deal with things. I wish they were here to tell you about that experience. We'll just say that we're very in sync, and I don't know if that's but we have no secrets.
There are always beans for lunch on set.
Why? You never know.
Nobody ever learns.
A gassy yet compelling set, is what you're saying.
It was a gas filming.
It was a gas. A blast, you may say. Okay, so, Elise, this is something I've always wondered about Laura. So, Laura and Lauren from Lost Girl are kind of in a similar situation with their paramours. They're both humans who are in love with immortal / mystical creature people. And they're both going to out-age and outlive. Sorry, it's sad, but it's true.
Not anymore.
Unless they become human.
Well, okay, so that's my question. Who is moderating this panel? So I would say, given the chance, because you know Laura intimately, given the chance, do you think Laura would ever become a vampire? I know Carmilla would never want her to do that.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
But since when does Laura listen to Carmilla now?
I think that one of the biggest lessons that Laura had to learn throughout the whole series is that you can learn from the person that you fall in love with, and you can grow with the person that you fall in love with. But you can't change the person that you fall in love with, and you can't change yourself for the person that you fall in love with, in a genuine way. And so I think, Laura, I don't think she would have done it. I don't think she. I should talk to the writers before I say these things in public. But I think one of that was like an important lesson in Laura's life is that you can't alter who you are to fit what you think someone else wants. That's something I'm still working on. So I think,
aren't we all, sweetheart?
right? Happy never ends. So I don't think she would become a vampire. I don't know. Maybe the writers ever told the story. I don't know.
I'm weirdly a little disappointed.
I'd become a vampire for Natasha.
Wait, like you personally? Like not Laura.
Anymore.
I know. Yeah.
Vampires are cool.
And the fanfic keeps writing itself.
Whatever your time.
She knows what she did. So Natasha, now that the web series is over and you've had a little time to breathe, what has been your biggest takeaway from playing Carmilla Karnstein?
I constantly have this fear that I'm never going to have a role like this again. Like, I think that's every actor's fear, is we always worry that like everything we work on is the last thing we work on. And obviously I've had the opportunity to be a part of a lot of wonderful projects since then, but nothing really compares to the very special experience that I've had with Carmilla. And I don't know, I mean, I might have some great experiences in the future, and I might have the same kind of chemistry with another co-star in the future, but I truly think that this experience has been incredibly unique, and I think the more we work with other people, we realize what a special connection we have, and also realize what a special connection to our characters we have. I just got really lucky. I mean, there are like a ton of dream roles out there that I'd love to play, but I got to play 2 things on my acting bucket list, and yeah, it's just been really neat to explore Carmilla and to put a little bit of myself into her, and yeah. But I think throughout this experience as well is like, you know, I think people see us on a screen and they expect us to sort of be these 2-dimensional characters, and I think people forget that like Elise and Natasha are human beings, and human beings don't act one way all the time or dress one way all the time. I mean, different experiences and environments and people I'm around will bring out different colors in my personality. So certainly Carmilla is very close to me. There are things that she says or ways that she sits or things that she does where it's like, yeah, that's me. I read the role and I was like, yes, this is me. One of the descriptors in the breakdown when I first read it was that she was capable of profound loneliness, but capable of a lot of love. And that was something I really identified with, because I feel so often that I guard my heart, but my capacity for love is very big. And but I think it's also this whole experience of even just navigating through fame made me realize, like, I don't have to be like my character all the time. We're certainly very similar, but I think just throughout, you know, the course of this fandom, I've realized, like, I don't have to sell that I'm a badass all the time, because you all know now that I'm a giant nerd. So I think that's kind of the takeaway, is that I just kind of learned that, like, it's okay to like be a human being and to not always feel like you're like selling this brand. You know?
I love that playing a useless lesbian vampire was on your bucket list. Yes. I just want to point out something, because these 2 ladies have been in the public eye very hardcore for the last 3 years. And when I met them 3 years ago, they were humble and kind and generous and loving. And now, they're still humble, loving, kind, and generous. So you 2 have been through a lot together, and becoming overnight sensations, long days on sets, doing movies. Do you think it made you stronger individuals to do this together?
I think something that I have definitely taken away from this is that it's so important to be an individual, but it's so important to surrender to another human, and to it's just so much better to be with someone and together with someone. And I so relate to what you just said about guarding your heart but having a capacity for love, and I think I have definitely done that. And yeah, just I think it's, especially with Carmilla and Laura's relationship, and I think I definitely learned that it's so important to share yourself with others and connect with others. Yeah, and not hide away from others. Yeah.
I think something that we really share personally is that we're both pretty independent, strong spirits, and we're pretty stubborn and pretty feisty. And so I think, and also I think, you know, we're both a little weird. So I think growing up, you know, we were used to sort of doing everything on our own, and you I think we're both a little controlling, so there was definitely some, I guess hesitation at first to do everything with another person. It's like, oh no, but I want to do everything on my own. And so I think something we both really learned is that, like, yeah, we're definitely stronger together on the show, and that we were able to learn so much from one another. And also, it was just a really crazy, bizarre thing to be thrust into the spotlight, but not have the same kind of support system that regular celebrities, even using that word is really strange to me still. We didn't have that. We were both still waitresses for the first 2 seasons, so I think we really leaned on each other a lot, and it's just really special to, like, have someone to go through all of that with, because it's a scary thing, and at the end of the day, it's awesome that we can call each other at midnight when we're both feeling overwhelmed or stressed before a day on set or before a fan event, because the experience we've had is so unique, and it's cool that no one else will really understand what it's like other than each other, and it's nice to not feel scared or alone for a change.
And, like, to have someone that you can admit that you feel scared and alone to in this whole thing. Yeah. Like, I get so nervous before these events, and I start worrying so much about how I look and all of this stuff. It doesn't matter.
You look great.
And to be able to say that to you the morning of, just saying, I'm nervous, I'm worried about this thing, I know that it doesn't matter. Oh, we're both in this together. Oh, right, this not about me. Oh, yeah. All of you guys. Oh, great. Oh, I'm great.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really neat too, because I think much like Laura and Carmilla, like, we actually have a lot of similarities, but we're, I think, on paper, like, very different and have very different backgrounds, but then realize we're a lot more alike than we thought we were initially when we first made judgments of each other on, like, that first table read. And so I think we've gone through a lot of the same parallels that Laura and Carmilla have, in the sense that, like, they were assigned as roommates and we were assigned as co-stars, and we're people that, like, we may have not been friends if we had not done this show together, because we probably would have been like, she would have been like, oh, that's just a little city kid, and I would have been like, that's just a small town girl, or whatever, I don't know, like, we would have, we're like country mouse and city mouse, but then it's so cool, because it's like we're assigned to work together, and then through that discovered a friendship that is so much more, like, meaningful.
We're like an unlikely animal friendship.
We're a chicken and a monkey.
Yeah.
Chicken and a monkey?
Yeah.
I don't know, she always calls me chicken, and I always call her monkey. It's like a weird thing. Anyway, that's totally it. And it's like, but then we discovered this friendship and this connection that is, like, so much more meaningful than most of my friendships. I mean, sorry, friends. But, like, it's really cool, because now it's like, oh, this is one of my most important, like, awesome relationships.
I'll ask you this question because I know they all want to ask me this question, and I know you can't tell anything about it, but do you know anything about the movie? No, right?
We know that it's happening. We know that we're in it. It's going to be in 2017. And there's going to be some Carmilla in it. There's going to be some Laura in it. That's all I got for you. We don't
know anything at all. Like, obviously, when I'm shooting stuff at Kind of TV, I'm in the office, but they will not discuss anything around me. It's, like, on complete lockdown. I'm not allowed to hear anything, so we just have no idea. But we know that we're really excited to explore our characters in the future. Like, I'm excited to explore them as, like, more mature sort of adults, and also to have coverage, which will be really neat, and to have, like, multiple locations. That'll be really exciting. Watching Completely Wrong is just like a 2-hour vlog in one location.
All right, so I need a time check. Can somebody just give me a time check so I keep
Natasha blabs so much.
It's only been 5 minutes.
1, 2, 3. Oh, we're good. All right. So, what other Carmilla character would you want to play if you weren't playing your own characters?
Maddie.
Yeah.
I would love to play Maddie. She's badass. She's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's so funny. That was going to be my answer as well. Because I initially auditioned for Carmilla. I played her kind of similar to Maddie in that very languid, posh sort of way. And then she morphed into something which I think is cool for the relationship. But yeah, Maddie, or now the Dean, because Annie is so lucky that she gets to play two completely different characters, and that would be such a gift as an actor. So yeah, Maddie or the Dean.
Let's give it a giant fish.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for Annie and Sophia. So, speaking of other characters, I was wondering what it would be like to see you guys play other iconic lesbian characters. Queer couples from what culture? In fact, I brought some scripts. This is like a reoccurring nightmare. Cold reading a script in front of a ton of people. It's an audition for the rest of your life. So, what? I'm gonna run you through the scene, okay? I'm gonna give you a second to
Are
look.
there character breakdowns we can have if we
Now,
have
if you don't know these characters already, then I'm gonna be disappointed in you. Okay, so I even highlighted their part because I love that.
I prefer not this color highlighter.
Remember I said that they were so humble. All right, so I'm gonna set up the scene, okay? First, because we would not be here without them. A little Clexa for you. The scene is, you are both in Commander Hard Eyes and Lexus. You can cut the tension with a knife. And scene.
I know how hard that is for you.
You think our words are harsh, but that's how we survive.
Maybe life should be about more than just surviving. Oh my God. Don't we deserve better than that?
Maybe we do.
Where's the kiss?
Where's the kiss? Where's the kiss?
Next up, we have the nerdy witches of our dreams, Willow and Tara. Of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's Tara's birthday. She has had a showdown with her family over her demonism, which is a lesbian allegory. And she's found refuge in the arms of her girlfriend. And go.
Best birthday.
Still can't believe you didn't tell me about your family and all that.
I was just afraid if you saw the kind of people I came from, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near me.
See, that's where you're a dummy. I think about what you grew up with, and then I look at who you are, and it makes me proud. It makes me love you more.
Yes, I do, Captain.
I know, this is great. What a fun day.
All right. Now it's time for a glove lunch. Hold on and get to it. Carol Aird and Therese Bellette. Therese Bellette. They are, for some ungodly reason, eating eggs and green spinach. And 1950s flirting with each other in a scene from Carol. And go. What do you do? On Sundays. Nothing in particular? Nothing lately? Maybe you'd like to come visit me sometime. You're welcome to. At least there's some pretty friendly air. Would you like to come visit me this Sunday? Yes. What a strange girl you are. Why? Flung out of space. And Zena's about to take on an army to save Elise and get the antidote to save her lover. I mean, her best friend.
Am I still dying from the poison arrow?
I think so.
Yes.
And go.
Just be careful.
Always looking out for me, huh?
Always.
Wait, oh, Zena starts to turn away.
Zena, about China. I hope you know I never meant to hurt you. I only did what I thought was right.
Gabrielle, it's all in the past. All I want is to be with you right now. You're my best friend. My family.
Picks up Gabrielle and
You're not
holds
supposed to
her
be
in
in
an
the
image.
Until then. Until then. Can somebody get a mic for the audience, like on a stand or anything like that? Because I'm not getting rid of this right now. And I'm not running around because Mom's tired and her feet hurts. And we're in space, so they creep. So, a little disclaimer about this, okay? If you have a question that would make your mama blush,
Yeah, don't do
I want
it.
you to rethink that question.
Yes. Yes.
Because if I hear an inappropriate question being directed to these lovely, respectful women who are here because they love you, I will shut that shit down like Olivia Pope.
It was terrible.
You're welcome. And also don't have to do improv scenes because that's just really hard. Okay, all right, so. And we don't have a mic. There's got to be one more mic in this joint. No? No? All right.
I'll here.
Okay. Look at that. Someone grab. Oh, thank you, Dad.
Share.
Okay, so if you have a question, line up over here. Awesome.
So at the end of season 3, we see Carmilla get her mortality back. A lot of the fandom assume that means she's human now. That doesn't seem like a great assumption. We just saw the Dean get her mortality back, and she was still force-choking people and ending the world shit. Like, she still had all her other powers. She was an aging, killable god, but still a god. And as fun as it is to imagine Carmilla in excruciatingly human situations, like going to Bed Bath & Beyond, personally, I'm hoping she's just an aging, killable vampire. So, regardless of whatever the writers intend to do, if y'all had your way, on the spectrum from human to vampire, how much is Carmilla a giant black cat?
Yeah, I have to be honest, I'm a little disappointed that Carmilla's a human.
We were confirming, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's as far as we know.
Right? I just want to make sure. I'm like, that just okay.
I didn't even know that she was when I read the scripts, but according to the transmedia, they've used the word human, and they used the word heartbeat and whatnot. So as far as we know, she's human now. I don't know what that means, though. Obviously, all of the terms in Carmilla are very loose because anyone who dies comes back, and the rules can change. So, if I had it my way, she would just be like a mortal vampire, and she would still have all of her super strength and whatnot. But it will be really interesting to explore what it means to be a human that is over 300 years old. I think at the stage of the movie she'll be like 335 or something. I can't do that. I don't know, she might be, like almost like 340 years old by the time the movie is. So that'll be really interesting because that's something that, you don't necessarily get to play very often. And what is that like? And like, is she gonna look older now? Like, will that catch up to her? I have this like idea that I really want a white streak in my hair or something. It's like after 335 years, all that's happened to Carmilla is that she's got like one white streak. It's from a vain actor's point of view, it's great now because I definitely have a lot more, like, there's a couple of wrinkles happening from the time we shot season 1, so I'm glad that I found the age. Also, I would just like to say that I think that there is a video, I'm not sure it will ever be released, of Natasha when we were doing a little friendly get-together before we filmed season 3. We were talking about things, and it's just Natasha going, "Just let me be a vampire." Really fun. I think it was the first time we all read the scripts together. Yeah, and I was like, "But I want to be a vampire." So bad. Yeah.
Thank you for such a great web series. You talked about a bucket list. What parts would you guys like to play in the future? What is on your bucket list?
Mob wife, who actually runs things, police officer and or detective, witch. Can it be a witchy detective? These things could be any combination. Yeah, evil queen, witch, cop, lady. I just got to tick one off my bucket list, which was playing Kate Blanchett. I'd like to do something like Emmy Rossum's character on Shameless. That'd be pretty rad. Thanks. I started watching a show called Please Like Me. I'm obsessed with it. I'm on season 3, don't spoil it for me. And something like that would be really fun to do. I know every actor says this, but I just want to do everything. Like, I would love to do it all.
5 minutes.
Okay, so we also saw 3 last episodes were
Yeah, we all saw her heart get ripped out. So how did she manage to survive so long?
Well, firstly, I'm a method actor, so I actually had them surgically remove my heart. No, but also, I mean, listen, like, is that the only thing that's, like, not correct? I don't think so.
It's a little thing called suspension of disbelief.
Exactly. You just have to take it with a grain of salt.
Like when your corpse kissed me back.
I noticed that when I was watching it. It's like a chicken when you cut off their head, their body's still back.
So fun.
Next question.
So Carmilla started off obviously as a really small show, and then it kind of like exploded. I saw it all over Twitter, and I was like, what is this thing? But then it kind of like there was fan art everywhere and fanfic everywhere, and I was wondering, how did it feel when you realized people were writing and drawing you just all the time because it was like their thing to do?
So we actually, the first season of Carmilla, we filmed for 2 days, and then we had a week or two off, and then we filmed for another 2 days, and within that break, we released the first six episodes, and already within that time, obviously it wasn't this many people, but there was some fan art that started being made, and we came back to set for our last 2 days of filming, and already saw fan art, and that's when we all kind of knew that we were in this thing with it.
Yeah, the first time I saw a piece of fan art, it was actually Caitlin brought it to me and was like, look at this, and I was like so taken aback and a little bit teary-eyed. I was like, wow, this is wild. English. Fanfic is for fans, so I'm really glad that I'm inspiring people to be creative.
That's so diplomatic.
I am. I think, well, you know, whatever. So I try not to think about that, but yeah. But I think it's so amazing how much we inspire people to be creative. Like, I've seen songs and poems and like videos and people make their own trailers, and I think like that is so great because I am such an advocate for using art and something creative as a means to deal with things that are negative in your life. That's what I've done and what I totally preach. It's like finding a positive outlet for times when you're feeling down or you know, as someone who experiences a lot of anxiety and depression myself, I don't know, I'm so speechless, guys. I can't talk anymore. But yeah, it's so inspiring and awesome.
Okay, hey, hello, hi. Okay, first off, congratulations to Natasha for winning top 3 in the fan vote.
Thank you. Yeah, I have to say that the other nominees are really lovely people, and I got to work with them last year. I did an episode of Murdoch Mysteries. They're really amazing people, but it was a little bit difficult for me to be happy this morning.
Yeah, me too. Personally, Elise, I've voted for you like so many times.
But I asked her to be by my side for that, so thank you.
You guys should go to the dance at 6 o'clock. I work out now to do that to you. Anyways, okay, so my question was, there's a lot of really young people this year where this fandom is their first fandom that they really got into and sunk their teeth into and really related to characters. What was your personal first fandom that you like could think back and you were thinking, oh, poop. I'm gonna do this.
I have that thought on a daily basis. Actually, I was never really in the fandom, I don't think.
think. I never really got into anything as a kid that had a big fandom, so in a way, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but in a way, you guys are my first fandom, and you guys are my experience with fandom and that culture and the support that you guys have for each other and for us and for the greater thing, which is queer representation. And so, like, you guys are, yeah, I mean, you've definitely inspired me in more ways than one. So thank you.
Yeah, exactly the same. I guess there are some sort of like supernatural things that I enjoy watching, but I was never really part of a fandom or a community like this, so it's such a gift. And I have to say, I think I don't know much about other fandoms, but from what I've heard, like, we're very lucky. You guys are amazing. Yeah. Like, it's really
pretty fantastic.
For the most part, it is nothing but support and positivity, and so we're totally spoiled. Like, I'm afraid to, like, if we ever have another fandom, like, I don't know. But yeah, we're just so lucky. Thank you.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could be any other like LGBT character, alive or dead. Who would you want to play, and why?
You add a lot of dead.
Everyone's gonna hate me for this answer because she's such a like terrible like character in some ways. But like I really respect Mia Gershner's work on the Alfred as Jenny. Jenny is very, very flawed, but she was. I'd say she was one of the first actresses, like when I was watching The L Word, where I was just so interested in everything she did. Like after seeing just some of the scenes, like there's one scene where she's just like, she cut off all her hair and she's just like sobbing in the bathtub, and I think that's a role that would have been really interesting to play just because she goes through so many ups and downs and also has that experience of what it's like to first realize you're attracted to women, and you know, she was engaged to a guy and at first, and so I think it would have been neat to like use some of my life experiences to play a role like that. And it's like, I kind of get it. Like I remember, I sort of like, I'd look her up and I'd read After Ellen articles about her and I'd be like, is she queer in real life? And so now I totally understand like what, I'm like, wait, people did that for me? That's so funny. But you know, I bought her book and whatnot, which is a really great book.
How do you feel about manatees?
Oh. I mean, see, they're the cows of the ocean. Pretty great, but that's
pretty majestic. Yeah,
they're pretty majestic.
You remember
that scene was a little
manatee.
Yeah, that scene was a little rough.
Like, now Jenny, what do you think? Oh man, I don't know. Again, I would love to play Carol. I think if there's gonna be a remake, as they do in Hollywood every 5 years of the same movie, if no one wants to hire me, that'd be great.
You know, at least I think you would have made a terrific Willow.
Yeah. People tell me that a lot.
Figuring Alex.
I've never seen Xena. I accept that. That was, wait, is that Buffy?
About myself. you just have to swear now.
Like a character name.
Moving on.
We'll binge watch them together.
Hi. Okay, so there's obviously a lot of clips of you and Natasha breaking things on set. I was wondering how you are doing in real life. Is it that bad? Yeah.
Yeah, they actually reinforced this chair for me. They knew I was coming, so they made steel. Yes, made of steel. It's cemented. It's drilled into the stage.
I'm pretty clumsy, but like thankfully never break bones. Like I'm saying I think it's because I eat a lot of cheese. That's my excuse for eating tons of cheese. It's like I need this, I need the calcium. Yeah, definitely. What else to say?
But she breaks the most hearts.
Not intentional.
I guess it should just be like professional panelists.
Hi, I wanted to ask, I know when it comes to acting, a lot of the times when it comes to female characters, they're not as fully fleshed out. And I think I heard that that's like important to actors because they know what makes them tick and how to react to certain things. So I want to know what you guys got. If you felt like your character was sort of fleshed out, you know how to react, like Laura and then Carmilla. So I wanted to know what you got for your characters.
Yeah, I think it's true that it's such an important thing, and you know, I think things are changing in the industry slowly but surely. I have noticed a big shift over the past year, I would say, in the character breakdowns that I read when I go to audition for characters. Because it's funny, I feel like I work a lot as an actor because I audition very frequently, and so I'm constantly reading new characters and reading for things and getting a myriad of different characters. And what I noticed before was a lot of them, and it still happens, are often described. There's a little breakdown of the characters, and a lot of the descriptive words are beautiful. Or descriptive things about their physical appearance. So it'll say like their hair color, which
like Tim's girlfriend, like you're associated with male
the
hair.
wife of the main character.
My favorite is real world attractive.
Yes.
I get a lot of those.
Yes.
That means?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've really figured it out.
Beautiful but doesn't know it. Like, but I've been seeing so many new breakdowns for characters and things that I'm loving. And I auditioned for something the other day. It said something like intelligent, ballsy, doesn't suffer fools, and I was like, yes, that one. And so I think that our characters are more fleshed out, as you said, and get to go through a lot of ins and outs and tumultuous things. I'm very grateful that we got to play those roles.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps having a queer female producer and also having female writers on the show. I have to say that Carmilla had one of the longest breakdowns for each character that I've ever seen, and that was one of the things that initially really attracted me to the project, is that as soon as I read it, I was like, wow, this is a novel. They thought of everything, and so it was really cool to play those characters because you knew exactly, you could really tell the voice. It just jumped right off the page. But also that they were so open to allowing us to put a bit of ourselves into it as well, or to have our own take on them. Just in like the way they sit and their mannerisms and things like that. And even in the intimate scenes with us, our director Spencer gave us a lot of freedom to be able to do what we felt comfortable with. And that's it. Sorry, I'm like nerding out now, but I think that's such an important thing is, in addition to having really excellent chemistry with you, sometimes if the environment around you isn't comfortable, it can affect your acting. Like sometimes I've been on sets where I've had to like have kissing scenes and the director's made me uncomfortable, or the crew or something, and I have to say we're so lucky on Carmilla because it is just the most comfortable environment. Like it's a stressful shooting schedule, but everybody really supports us, and we're so lucky.
Oh my God, time just flew. It's 1:50 already? Yeah. Wow. Okay, so listen, kids and adults, yeah, all that good stuff. We've got to close this out. I'm really sorry. You have been a fantastic audience. And I just want to thank you both so much for doing this and coming all the way out here. It's been incredible to talk to you again.
And thank you. Like, you've been with us from the start, and you've been the voice for us for so many years, and you were the first person to write about us, and you've always been so supportive and so hilarious. But it's true, like, it can be nerve-wracking to come out for interviews and panels, and you always just create such an amazing vibe. And let's give it up for Dana and
well, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of ClexaCon. We just have a few more hours left. I can't believe it.
Yeah, where's the They start late, finish early.
No, they didn't stop.